Aw man, I sure do enjoy the YouTubes. Hey, the Jays here has a new video. Let's check it out.
I'm going to challenge my friend Trainer Nick to do a different type of video. Nick, I want you to watch and review Pokemon Origins.
Challenge accepted. Hi there, I'm Trainer Nick, and this is my Crobat X-Wing, and today we're going to review Pokemon The Origin. For those who don't know, Pokemon Origins is a 4-part anime special, released to commemorate the worldwide release of Pokemon X and Y. It follows the plot of the original Pokemon games, Red and Green, with a few extra things thrown in. Now, I'm really bad at reviewing things without having spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, don't complain to me when you get spoiled. It's not my problem that you decided to watch a review of this movie and expect to not get spoiled. That's your own. The plot of the special is very similar to the plot of Pokemon Red and Blue, or Fire Red and Leaf Green, or Pokemon Green, or even Yellow if you want to twist the truth far enough. And in case you don't know the plot of those games, then it's basically boy named Red gets his first Pokemon, rival named Green gets a Pokemon that's super effective against his starter Pokemon. Red goes on an adventure to capture all the 150 known Pokemon, and along the way decides to become the world's greatest Pokemon master, eventually becoming the champion of Kanto. Along the way he runs into and foils the plans of the nefarious Team Rocket led by this man, Giovanni. It's all very exciting stuff. Although, if you're watching this Pokemon-related video on a Pokemon-related channel, I would assume that you know the plot of Pokemon Red and Blue pretty well. So how does Origins stack up? The first thing you need to know is that as a Pokemon fan, I think this special has a lot of positive points. For one thing, the adaptation of the games to film is quite well done. It's very accurate to the games, even going so far as to lift dialogue straight from the games and put it into the OVA, which is really exciting. There are the occasional divergences from the game plot, but they're very minimal and you don't really notice them anyway, unless you're particularly nitpicky. The pacing across the 4 episodes is quite good, with a clear development of plot shown throughout the 4 episodes. What's even better is how the portrayal of Red in this anime is very, very reminiscent of what most people might have felt the first time that they were playing through Pokemon Red or Blue or Green. Not so much Yellow because Yellow's incredibly different. Red starts out as a total Pokemon noob. I remember specifically having the same feelings that Red did. What? The Pokedex doesn't record the Pokemon data unless you catch it? That's a bit stupid. He figures out the hard way about type effectiveness, which is actually really well done considering that Red is meant to be a real human being and doesn't get these text boxes like we do when we're figuring things out. Instead, he has to be told by Brock the leader, Pokemon have advantages and disadvantages depending on their types. The completely accurate way that this depicts how a Pokemon adventure would be in real life is just very well done, and I approve of it so much. Attacks in this anime work almost exactly the same way that they do in the games, unlike the other anime where things don't make sense. Even String Shot actually lowers Onix's speed enough for Red's Charmander to be able to beat it, which is a really nice plot point in the first episode. There are numerous instances of Red's noobish nature being called out throughout the special, which comes across as a very similar learning curve to what I went through when I first played Pokemon, so it was easy for me to connect to it. There are also plenty of in-jokes throughout Pokemon Origins, most of which refer to things that gamers might actually remember from their own days. And there are just a lot of shoutouts to the game themselves. For example, each episode starts with the loading screen from the very first Pokemon games. And all of the music in the special is actually an orchestrated version of background music from Pokemon Red and Green. Where this is most exciting is through the whole movie, because the music from Red and Green was awesome. But if I had to pinpoint a place, it'd definitely be in the final champion battle and in Lavender Town. Those two being two of my favorite themes in Pokemon Red and Green. One of the things that I really liked about Origins is that Red actually accomplished his goal and completed the Pokedex. And the way that this was portrayed as completing the Pokedex being Red's main goal and the gyms and Team Rocket being a subplot is an excellent way of portraying what might actually happen if you're playing Pokemon. And just the little things. For example, Pokemon actually sound like they might be animals instead of saying their names over and over again, which is a really dumb thing from the actual anime in my opinion. and similar things like the different levels of Pokeball being used just serve to make it so much more accurate to anyone who's ever played the Pokemon games. And finally, Pokemon Origins confirmed that long-held fan theory that gym leaders actually have different Pokemon to use for people who have different amounts of badges, which was a nice touch. But don't worry, cynical people, there are a few problems with it as well. I mentioned before that the pacing was good, and it is from a plot-wise point of view. Covering the contents of the games, though, it's kind of iffy. For example, in 4 episodes they focus on Red starting out his adventure, Red's adventures in Lavender Town, Red vs. Giovanni, and the Elite Four / Mewtwo. What this means is that except for Brock and Giovanni, every gym leader gets skipped. Every rival battle with Green is skipped, and almost every single one of Red's captures occurs off-screen. This also means that aside from Red's Charizard, we don't really see his other Pokemon battling that much, and when we do, it's usually them losing. However, like I've said, Red is a kind of noobish trainer in this, and it is just like a noobish trainer to overlevel their starter and let their other Pokemon fall by the wayside. So, I can sort of let that one slide. There is also a problem in that most of the time it doesn't really make that much sense that Red can beat these gym leaders, considering most of his on-screen battles show him getting his arse handed to him. For example, the Silphco battle against Giovanni that occurs in episode 3 is kind of a curb stomp, and Nidoqueen apparently uses Surf with its fist, which... what? All in all, it just works together to make it hard for me to believe that Red was ever able to beat anyone, except things that were weak to fire. There's also the fact that you see Brock hand him the TM for Bide, which just makes you think it's going to be a totally awesome thing, a Chekhov's gun that comes back later, and it never does. One other problem that I've had with this special, and by problem I mean it's not really that fitting to the theme of Let's Revisit Red and Green, is that in the last episode of it, Red and Charizard discover the secret of Mega Evolution, which to me feels like a shameless plug for Pokemon X and Y. I know that this special was created to commemorate X and Y, but still, shameless plugging. I'm not a fan. On the other hand, though, that Mewtwo battle was freaking awesome, and I will gladly rewatch that many times, because... yes. So yeah, the Origins has some issues with pacing and with content. But how do I feel about it overall? Well... overall, I thought that it was quite excellent. As I said in the positives, I feel like this special so accurately portrays Red and Green that it's very hard for me to believe they managed to do it this right. I mean, I've seen a lot of other adaptations to film, and this one is definitely one of the very best. Like no one ever was. The references to the main text are excellent, the battles, the action sequences are just so amazing, the animation is beautiful. It's actually really similar to the difference between Pokemon Gen 5 and Pokemon Gen 6, the difference between the animation quality here and the animation quality in the regular anime. Suffice to say, I really enjoyed Pokemon The Origins, and I think any Pokemon fan would do so too. I give it 8 Kanto Gym badges out of the 10 that Gary Oak apparently has, which is a pretty damn good score. So what do you think, X-Wing? Do you think we finished the challenge properly? I think we did. And now Jay is here, we have a challenge for you. We understand that you are a Marvel Comics fan. No, your challenge is to go and read Age of Ultron and review it for us. Ball's in your court, buddy. If you want some more of my videos, there are buttons over this side of the screen. If you want some of his videos, they're down here. And I'd go to his channel to check it out and see if he actually does our challenge. Make sure you like this video and subscribe if you want some more. And if you're feeling gutsy, leave us a comment. Did you enjoy Pokemon The Origins? Do you not have a clue what Pokemon The Origins is about? Who is this Nick kid anyway? If these are questions that you'd like to ask, the comments are down there. So, hop to it.